Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on the channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the most frequently asked question in palmistry, which is about the marriage line or the union line. So guys, I do not know whether you are professionally trained in palmistry or how much research you have done in palmistry, but I'm very much sure at one stage or certain stage of your life, you would have heard this thing from somewhere. And on the side of your palm, you can get information about your marriage, about your spouse. Now I do not know whether when you got to know about that, whether did you mock that or whether you believed in that, but in this video I will try to make sense out of it. So definitely guys, because I still remember I just came back from Ahmedabad where I participated for one holistic health and astrology exhibition. So over there as well, there was this one guy. He was a part of our team responsible for the management allocation of the merchandises, and he showed his palm to one of the reader who was also participating in the exhibition, and just looking at this corner of the palm, the reader predicted that you're going to have 2 marriages, and now he was worried. So what is the relevance of this line in the modern day age? That is something which we will try to understand in this video. So definitely guys, first of all, from palmistry, if you want to know anything about your marriage, about your romance, about your romantic love life, you need to be clear about the checkpoints in the palm. So like the way I always say this thing, that even in astrology, if you want to get deeper into the analysis of any specific area of your life, sometimes even the ascendant chart in itself is not sufficient. You need to look at the divisional chart, you need to look at the panchang in order to come to or land at any conclusion. Same way, in the science of palmistry, the comprehensive analysis becomes more important. Now definitely there is some relevance and substance to these lines, that why from the old age these lines have been attached as the lines of marriage, as the lines of union. But even after that, you need to see this line in tandem, in combination with the overall shape, structure of the hand and the personality of the native. So like the way I was talking about, that when we talk about any information regarding your romantic life, about your matrimonial life, the 3 checkpoints on our palm are: very first is the Venus mount. The analysis of this region just beneath your thumb, this puffed region which gets encircled by your lifeline. Now this is the region which tells about the kind of warmth you have in your personality, whether you are that relationship type or not. That is something which we get to know from the mount of Venus. Now definitely this mount is something which you will find compared to other mounts little bit more swollen, little bit more protruded. Like the way we say this thing, that the horizontal lines on this mount is generally considered as very good. They act like electrifying and intensifying the energies of the planet Venus. Now that is a different case, that if those Rahu lines, those horizontal lines, if they cut through the lifeline and they get spread on the palm, then they are not considered as good. But as long as you have those horizontal lines on the mount of Venus within the boundaries of the lifeline, then they are considered as very good. That in itself tells about that your mount of Venus is highly invigorated. Now comes the second checkpoint, which is the heart line. Now definitely guys, the heart line tells about what you seek when it comes down to the relationship. Like the way I mentioned this thing, the mount of Venus individually will tell about that yes, you have that prospects of love within you. And trust me guys, I have always surrounded myself with the strongly Venus ruled people, and I even feel so good. You would not believe, I keep on getting readings from people who are in their mid 60s, early 60s, late 50s. Still they are very hopeful about love, finding that partner. This could be a case that the past relationship did not work out because of any XYZ reason. But the thing is, the only one thing which we are supposed to do as long as we are living on this earth, to spread the love, be in love. So the point which I'm saying over here is that, so the mount of Venus individually tells about that whether you are that loving type or not, but what you seek in the relationship, whenever you seek any alliance, that we get to know from the heart line. Now definitely one such combination is that if you will find the heart line like curving down, so it has started from over here it has started, and on just under the mount of Jupiter or mount of Saturn, you will find it to be curving down. That is not considered as good sign. Apart from that, even the mounts can be divided into three regions like Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Definitely if a line is heading and going up towards the Sattva region, it is considered as very uplifting, that you have got that idealism when it comes down to the alliance in terms of the courting someone, courting your partner. If it is in the Rajas, definitely you will be more inclined towards finding a partner who is well providing in the matters of relationship, like where I am MBA, I want MBA, I am making this much money, I want this much person who will be making this much money. And when it is Tamas, you just want to get laid. I mean to say, your own carnal desires prevail if the heart line is on the Tamas region. Now when we talk about the union line, so far what you have done is that you have already seen the state and condition of the mount of Venus, you have seen the heart line, and you have judged the overall state and quality of the palm. Definitely guys, looking at the mount of Jupiter, the state and the presence of the special symbols over there will tell about that yes, this person is very righteous, very virtuous. The word and the commitment of this person can be trusted. He will be well respected in the society as well. And definitely guys, headline tells about, looking at the headline will tell about the way the person think, like is this person very wishy-washy or very imaginative, dreamy, unrealistic, or this person is going to be very he has strong conviction in his word, he is very calculative, he is very logical, he mean his word. That is something which you get to know from the headline. And then after scrutinizing all these attributes, then at the end eventually will land at the union line. Now what does this line tell about? Does this line give information of marriage, of partnership, even in the hands of the celibate, ascetics and the guru? So again guys, when I come across all those people who have already lost the hope, like for example, they have been consistently trying to be in a relationship, or like all those people who in the past they have failed relationship. So the way I look at this line is that it tells about the kind of experience you will have in the love, in the matters of relationship. Now again guys, like the way I say this thing, if Venus is in a strengthened state in your chart, so no matter whomsoever you will get involved or engaged with, ultimately eventually they will end up giving you good experiences, progress, motivation and direction in the life. And if you will find that in a man's chart, 7th lord is afflicted, individually Venus is afflicted, then it is a sure shot indication and alignment that you will have to face betrayal or disappointments, no matter how much you will be contributing towards the females in your life. So this is how you have to see. So I will again repeat, mount of Venus will tell about whether you are a loving type or not. The heart line tells about what you seek in the matters of relationship, and the union line will tell about, the union line or the marriage line will tell about the actual happening, which will actual experiences which you will go through in the matters of relationship. Now guys, definitely we have to take into consideration the Desh Kal Patra, country, culture, era. There used to be those times where if your parents have fixed your marriage with someone, you're going to be sticking with that person irrespective of the fact that how marriage is going to be turning out. Like definitely in certain cases there are like fear of security and fear of society, there are like so many reasons. But in today's modern day and age, I would say this thing, that more than the Jupiter, it's the Venus which becomes more important. Unless and until you are not giving love to the person, the other person is not seeing that love and that feeling and need for companionship is not there, you cannot restrain someone in the relationship. So because of which the union line individually will tell about your experiences in the matters of relationship. Now definitely guys, there are like different ways of looking at it. So all what you have to do is that so far you would have understood that you will find this line to be on the side of the percussion and on the mount of Mercury. This line generally comes from the side of the palm. And the thing is that when we talk about the aging, so if you will find, like generally we say this thing, that from the end of the little finger end point and from the heart line, you have to see that where exactly this union line is placed. If you will find it to be placed in the middle of the section on the mount of Mercury, that generally tells about that there's a strong possibility that you will find that love or companionship or the true meaning of that relationship, that sort of person which is fated to be in your life. That person will definitely will come in your life before the age of 36. So I want to make it very clear, roughly the middle of this portion of the mount of Mercury is taken as the 36 years of the age. If you will find it to be little bit below than it, then that could indicate about the early marriage, like the way, for example, by the age of 25 or 28 you will be married. And if you will find it to be above the halfway of the mount of Mercury, then that will tell about that you might get married in the late 30s or in the early 40s, or you might have those kind of relationship in the past, those kind of frivolous relationship which did not hold any water or which did not have any lasting impact in your life. So here we are talking about, see guys, understand this thing, only those lines get marked on your palm in the signs of palmistry which are going to have a lasting impression on your mind. This could be a case that, like I still remember, there was this friend of mine, he used to work in a casino, and he told me that, you know, there was this rich Chinese guy, he used to come there often, and on one night he lost I guess $250,000 in few hours, and he walked out of that casino with a smile on his face. Not my day to day. And there could be those people who might have just lost 5 grand in somewhere, and he would have gotten into depression. So the $5,000 which was lost by that person will be get marked on the palm as an impression, but someone who would have lost like $250,000 without getting impacted because of it, without giving any thought to it, it would not have got marked on the palm. So this is how the palmistry works. So okay guys, and one more thing which I want to add over here, like what I have been taught by my teachers at the time when I was going through my palmistry course in Bharati Vidya 1. So they say that, okay, two prominent lines on the side of the palm on the mount of Mercury tells about two important relationship which is going to have a lasting impression in your life. But more than 3 lines on the side of the palm at the place of the union line is considered as many relationship. So the thing is, one line tells about one strong substantial impact of marriage or marriage in your life. 2 line could indicate 2 very strong relationship in your life. This could be a case that you know, you got married to someone, but on the side you were strongly fascinated towards someone. So and in certain cases guys, like in the West, where people get very obsessed with their chosen celebrities and all of that, sometimes to an extent that also get marked over there, either over there or in the influence line, which I will teach you later on. So yes, but more than 3 lines just tells about many, then there is no count. You might have 3, 4, 5, 10, so then it will be categorized as many relationship, many attraction, infatuation in the life. So yes guys, now after getting an idea about all of this, now we will get into the different variation which you will find in people's palm in the form of different form of union line. So guys, the very first line is, as you can see in your screen, it is a standard union line. So if you have a very long unafflicted union line on the palm, that simply just tells about that yes, there is a strong possibility that you will find the love in your life. And if this line is found along with a very protruded mount of Venus, along with some presence of special symbols on the mount of Jupiter, a very well guarded, well supported curvaceous heartline, then it is a combination of a very standard happy matrimonial life and a very good partner. Now the second variation could be that the way I mentioned this thing, if you will find too many like union lines, this could be a case that you have very strongly marked one union line, but next to it there are like multiple kind of small trivial union lines. So that just tells about many distractions, flings, or attraction towards many in the life, especially in the matters of the relationship. Now guys, after that, the next combination is if you will find that you have a union line on your palm, but it is getting stopped by a small line at the end of the union line. So this is not considered as very good. This generally tells about an abrupt ending of the marriage. Now again, this could happen in so many ways. This could be a case that this might happen in the old age as well, because of the death of the partner, death of the spouse, or this could mean the divorce, separation. But the thing over here is that whenever it will happen in a very sudden, in a very abrupt way. Now guys, the another combination is which is not considered as good. So specifically in terms of the heart line, in terms of the union line, if you will find that someone has this union line which is curving down and going towards the heart line, it is not considered as very auspicious. It just tells about that you might face disappointment in the matters of relationship. Now this could happen in so many ways, that this could be a case that you got married to someone who is unworthy of your potential, or see, generally it's not about unworthiness or incompatibility. 90% of the cases it has been seen, and this is one fact which I can verify because I've seen this combination in many palms. So generally this just tells about disappointments in the matters of relationship. So specifically if you are in that stage or in the crossroad of your life where you are ready to sacrifice everything just for the sake of a relationship, you're very young and it's like, you're ready to willing to sacrifice your career or important relationship just for the sake of love, and if you have this sort of union line curving down, then this is not considered as good. I saw someone, I don't know from where this guy did this, his knowledge or his research. He said this thing that okay, the union line is curving down but it is going towards the heart line, so it is good. No, never. So union line curving down or heart line curving down under the mount of Jupiter, mount of Saturn, it's not a good indication. And guys, a lot many times, just because if you have access to other form of mystic sciences as well, you can validate it while looking at Venus or 7th Lord as well, because a lot many times people do not reveal what exactly is happening within their life. Now guys, after that, if you will find the union line to be getting uplifted, getting curved up, it is considered as very good. It just tells about that you will attract a partner or a spouse in your life who is going to encourage you, motivate you to progress or prosper in your life. So for anything to do with the prosperity, or the way we say this thing, that right after the marriage your fortune got awakened, like just after the marriage or because of the arrival of your partner, now things started working out for you. So it's a very good alignment. Now guys, if you will find that on your union line you have many cross lines over there, so whether it's the cross line or whether it's the island, but first of all, when we talk about the cross line, so this is not considered as good. It just tells about the consistent disturbances within the marriage. Now this could be a case that because of the interference of you are in a joint family, because of the interference of your in-laws, because of the interference of any close friend or something. But yes, this generally tells about consistent problem, like intermittent problems and concerns within the marriage, within the relationship, so which is a very cautionary thing to see. Now guys, after that, if you will find that in the union line you will find an island. So again guys, see, the thing is I was not able to get a right picture. So generally if you have an island, so in between the island the line is missing. So generally this island just tells about that portion of your matrimonial life will be surrounded by mystery, will be surrounded by some very deep sort of confusion and misunderstanding. So this could be a case that things got so worse that you were even about to file for divorce, or there was a part of your partner's life which was hidden from you, or in lot many cases this could be a case of some sexual incompatibility or some major financial joint resources connected issues and all. But yes guys, and the in these kind of afflictions, all what matters is that what is the state of the line post that affliction. So post that affliction, if you will find line to be unafflicted, then it's a good combination, that the chaos, the crisis will come in the marriage, but you will survive. But let's say for example, after that affliction, after that island, the line is getting very afflicted, it is now curved down, and it has completely lost its kind of depth or quality, then this will tell about that whatever happened during that middle course or phase in your matrimonial life is going to have a lasting impact in the rest of the duration as well. Now guys, after that, if you will find any branch from the union line. Now again guys, the thing is that we call it as a fork shape of the union line, but what I have seen in my research is that all what matters is that in which direction you are seeing that fork. So if you have a fork, but this is what the standard union line is, but if the fork is up from that line, this is still not considered as that bad. But if you find that the branch which is coming in the union line, it is curving down, then it is the marriage and the partner is taking you down, or the marriage is creating intermittent problems, or in the latter half of the life there is a strong possibility that you might have a different life path to follow. That is the only reason guys, when we do the the matchmaking, even from the numerology, we say this thing that from your birth date vibration, we try to match your personality, but from the life path, making a sum total of your complete date of birth, when we do that compatibility of the two life path numbers of two people, then we get to know that okay, irrespective of the fact that you both love each other, how the destiny is going to be taking you, is the destiny has got a different plan for you, comparing it with your partner. So if there is going to be a enmity between the two life path number, that just tells about that irrespective of the fact that you both love each other, but destiny has something in store for both of you, which is not getting aligned in the same direction. And this is what this line, the fork shaped union line, generally tells about. Now guys, after that, let's say for example, the best combination, like in the science of palmistry, triangles are considered as very good. So if you will find that on the union line, you have a triangle kind of shape. Now guys, understand this thing that see, triangle is a kind of a combination. Generally, it also contribute towards the formation of a flag as well. So if you will just look at this, it just looks like from one end, it just looks like there is a triangle on the top of the union line. But if you have that kind of discerning way of looking at it, it also contributes towards the flag shape as well. So that also tells about that yes, you will be attracted towards someone who is going to be very intellectual, and marriage or relationship will definitely contribute a lot towards the enhancement of your intellect, enhancement of your wisdom in the life as well. Like trust me, I've seen so many cases where the guy did not have any ambition, and the minute he got married, and he got married to a partner who was very intellectually oriented, now he started valuing his time. He also became very competitive. Now he wants to do different certification, different courses. He wants to be respected in this society. So this is how generally a triangle on the union line manifests results. Now guys, after that, definitely beyond doubt, if you have your union line to be so long that either it is reaching the mount of sun, or it is kind of making any connection, like any branch line making any connection with the sun line, so that in itself is a very good combination. You might get married to someone who will be very famous, very popular, very wealthy, very creative, very gifted. So in so many ways, union line reaching till the mount of sun or making any connection with the sun line is considered as a very good combination. Now guys, after that, let's say for example, if you will find a very thick kind of union line. So guys, a lot many times people get mistaken. Like when people see the union line, people have this notion that, oh my god, I have got such a dark and thick and a broad union line, so that means I'm going to have a very strong marriage. So with the lines, it does not happen like that. So the more sharper, clearer the line is, clearly etched, clearly marked a line is, the better it is considered. Too thick line, robust line is not considered as very good. This could be a case that if you have that sort of line as your lifeline, so which represents your vitality, body vitality, it still could be considered as good. But when we talk about a union line, the finely, deeply etched and marked a union line is on the palm, it is considered as much good. If you have a very broad, very thick, kind of rough kind of union line, and if you will find that line in a palm where the Mars is very protruded, inner Mars is very protruded, or in the mount of Saturn you have got some signs of affliction, then this is a sign that there is going to be a lot of rigidity within the marriage, or issues of someone being very adamant, partner being very adamant, which native has to deal with. After that, guys, definitely the last combination of today is, if you will find that the union line is very wavy, kind of zigzag and wavy kind of formation. So again, guys, that also tells about that marriage will go through its own vicissitudes, ups and downs. There are like those days when everything is going fine and suddenly things are going wrong. So marriage might go through lot many rough patch, lot many ups and downs. But just because if this line is found on a palm where Mount of Jupiter has got some very good signs like a cross, like a triangle, like a star, union line, heart line is well marked, then that also tells about that yes, there will be ups and downs, but marriage will still work out. And again, guys, whenever you are doing the analysis, that is the only reason. See, guys, whatever I am doing as an astrologer, as a palmist, as a numerologist, I do not see myself as a fortune teller. I see myself as a guide. Sometimes people try to test me when they book their reading, okay, you tell me, or when they come for any in-person consultation, whenever I'm participating in any events or exhibition. So it's not my loss. If you have booked your reading, the more I know, it will help me to guide you in the right direction. So if you will come to me with this line, but you have come from a very traditional joint family, the marriage can still work out. But if you have come to me with this line and you're not revealing me what you do, you might be coming from a nuclear family, you're living with a partner who is equally competitive, and you're living by yourself in any modern city, then the chances of marriage to last will be very less, because the marriage, the ups and downs which will come with the course of the time in the marriage, native will not be able to handle it by his own. So yes, guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, numerology, palmistry, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.